Welcome to the Common Ground podcast, where stories connect, perspectives collide, and purpose is found in the middle.
Every week, we sit down with unique and inspiring guests that come from all walks of life. People who challenge the status quo, overcome the odds, and live with intentionality.
Whether you're driving to work, on your morning walk, or just looking for that spark to ignite your week, you're in the right place.
Welcome to the Common Ground podcast with your hosts, John Fletcher and Sydney.
Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing? Welcome to another edition of the Monday Happy Hour. I hope everybody is having a good day. I know where I'm from, we got hit with another snowstorm. Yes, another snowstorm. So, how is everybody doing today? The comments are live, so if you guys want to comment and go along, that would be great. Let's see. Let's show them on. I am just checking to see how, if we are live on all of our platforms right now. So just bear with me 1 second. Let's see. Where stories connect, perspectives collide. All right, so we do have a guest scheduled for today. Don't know if they will be joining us, so I will play a game with you guys if you want to, and first shout me out. Let me know where you're watching from, if any of you are watching, and let me start a conversation with people who are here while we wait for our guest. I know my co-host is not feeling well. I don't know if she is going to end up being with us today, so it may be me solo. And I do have a plan with our guest. If not, we're going to shoot and talk about whatever you want to talk about. We'll have some fun. We'll see where it goes. So this will be new and exciting. But yeah, this weekend, well, yesterday, East Coast got slammed with another snowstorm. So 2 weeks after we just had about 10 to 12 inches of snow, we got another 13 where I'm from today. And so I don't know if you are from the East Coast, if you have snow, you miss snow, you'd want to snow, you can have the snow. I don't want any snow. You can have it for free. So yeah, we're just going to be dealing with it. But on another side, I am home and safe. Yes, home and safe. So I won't try to go out till at least tomorrow. Maybe Wednesday. We'll see what tomorrow looks like. It's kind of fluffy. It was supposed to be kind of heavy, so I did get a new car, so it can handle the snow a little bit better than my electric vehicle. But this is like a SUV, so this'll handle it a little better. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the summer. I'm looking forward to not having to worry about it being cold or weather like snow. Not the biggest fan of it. So until we get here, is there any topics you guys would like to talk about? Tomorrow, we do have another episode coming out. Our episode is with Braden Perkins tomorrow. So that is going to be a good one. You can catch that on YouTube at the Common Ground Project USA, or Spotify, the Common Ground Podcast, or Apple, the Common Ground podcast. So it will be available on all those platforms at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. And other than that, yeah, we are we are good. And so, what kind of topics do you want to talk about? We can talk about relationships. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. We can talk about photo IDs. I know I got on. I don't understand it. I don't understand what the big deal is. With photo IDs. I know it is. Mandami offered, to pay people to shovel. And he claimed that he needed two forms of ID, one being a photo ID. So, you know, you need a photo ID to do anything. So I don't get the, I don't get the, oh, you're keeping people from doing something. Yeah. Nobody was up in arms over Madami asking for photo ID to shovel snow. So, but yeah, we don't have to talk about that. We can talk about whatever. We can talk about if you're a woman, you know, is it expected that your husband or your man should shovel your snow, you know? Or do you feel like you can shovel snow just as good as anybody else? Some people believe they have kids just to shovel snow, right? So let me know what you want to talk about. I'm cool with anything. You got me for this hour. And yeah, I'll make sure next week that I have a backup guest in place. So usually I go by people's words, and we've been pretty good over the past couple weeks. Over the past couple weeks, if you've watched, what has been your favorite episode? Have you been enjoying the games that we've been playing? Have you what games? I know we played the Newlywed game. We played a game called One Some, Two Some, Threesome. We called we played a game last week called The Famous Daves. That was a lot of fun. I felt like a lot of people kind of um, were were participating in that, and I love that. So that is awesome. So okay, all right. I wasn't expecting to be all by myself. So let us uh, let's look at some of what is the news topics in the world today and see if we can get a conversation since nobody wants to bring up a subject. We do have a baseball starting. Spring training has started. The Olympics just ended. What was your favorite Olympic sport? Did you watch the Olympics? Did you? What was your favorite part of it? We can talk about that. Do I have a joke of the day? I do not have a joke of the day. I save them for that is the podcast. I tried to keep them for the podcast. That's why we play games here. The dad jokes are for the podcast. The games are for the Monday happy hours. So I'm looking to see what we got. We got. Let's see. So we talked about. We got. I actually liked. I actually wrote wrote watching curling, which I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it. You enjoyed watching curling? Yeah, there was a lot of curling. I One of the coolest things I saw were some of the actually the videos um, that people were making about curling. Um, the funny videos. I don't know if you've seen them, Sarah, but like I remember seeing this one guy had the robot vacuum cleaner, you know, the circle ones, and he's going in front of the robot one like he's you know, what do they call it, sweeping. So that was a funny one. There's been a bunch of curling ones out there that I've seen people make. Uh, so yeah, no, they seem to have good storylines. I still don't understand the rules of curling. Yeah, I posted one that there were curling with cats. Yes, yes. Like there's a ton of curling videos out there. But remind me, I think the U.S. at least medaled in one of them, right? I know they were close to either medaling in a couple of them, but I don't know how they did. Yeah, I don't watch much TV. I do will binge on certain days where I'm just like spent, and that was like last night. I got home. I was driving some, and I got home, and I was like, you know what? Let me just binge watch, and I started watching the show called Foundation on Apple TV. So far, so good. I was watching Sweden at the time, so I'm not sure honestly. There is not that Sweden, but if you hear that the Canadians had a bunch of trouble with this Olympics, bunch of scandals. You know they their best sport is probably hockey, and they got silver in both of them. So, but evidently there were some like cheating scandals, which I don't know much about. But I think what the U.S. came in second in overall medals, if I'm correct. But yeah, so we have the Olympics. You We have baseball starting. We have the Super Bowl that just happened. Um, we got snow if you're on the East Coast. We have, if you want to talk politically, we have the tariffs that got shot down, and we have the photo ID thing seems to be hot topics. Let me see what else in the news cycle. We got let's see. Oh, wasn't there a new movie that came out? And I think it was the second one. I think there was a movie that came out um this past weekend. Oh, I my daughters went to go see. I can only imagine too. If you are into Christian movies, trying to see what else we got going on in the world. Yeah, and evidently for us, we're supposed to get even a couple more snowstorms this week. One's supposed to be another like 1 to 3 inches or 2 to 4 inches, and one to be nothing. But so let's see. Uh, For skiing, or you just want snow overall, Sarah? So I will give you a little bit of an update. I am having our website for the Common Ground Project USA redone. Hopefully, it's going to be a lot more user friendly, a lot more um, better for you guys to get information and to be able to watch them. We need it bad for our water reserves. It's so hot and dry in the summer. We're heading for wildfire dangers in February, which is crazy. Wow, that is crazy. They had actually that brings up another story. They had some wildfires in a couple places last week, didn't they? I think I heard something about wildfires somewhere, and not California. So, but yeah, I am having our website redesigned. You should be able to apply on there and not be taken to another address, which will be cool. And we'll be working on our YouTube page also. So we got some fun things going on, and some things that should improve some stuff. So we should be looking a little more better, and hopefully you'll even be able to apply for the dad joke of the send your dad jokes right on the website also. So a lot more user friendly. You don't have to get clicked to another link to do it. It can be done. Uh, it can be done right on the website. I'm hoping so. But yeah. So our webpage. Looking forward to that because I think our webpage definitely needed some work, and trying to just solidify our brand, make it better. Um, Trying to really to have a good show for you guys, and try to have fun. So sorry about that. That's something else I got to take care of also. All right. Let's see. Let me see if there's anything else. I'm not thinking there's too much else um, to go on. Is there any type of topics you would like discussed in the Common Ground podcast, or any particular guest you would love to see on our show? If so, please let us know. We love to do that with you. Yeah, I am sorry, guys. I thought I would have a guest, or at least our co-host. It's a lot easier to have a conversation with people when you do this thing solo. You have to be prepared in a different way, and I wasn't prepared for that, and I apologize to you guys. So I think we are going to cut it down to in the next 8 minutes, just because I don't want to do more harm than good by being on here. But if there's a topic you would love to talk about, again, if there's something that we can discuss, I'm happy having a conversation. Uh, I do apologize, like I said, my co-host is a little under the weather, and our guest for the day did not show up. So, um, my apologies, and yeah, I did have a game for us, but we'll save that for another time. So, all right, it is pretty quiet in here, so we will just come back next week stronger and better than ever. I hope everybody stays safe, has a great day. Next week will be March, so hopefully that means we're heading into some warmer weather. Hopefully you guys get some rain or snow in Colorado for your water levels, and that's life. Yeah, I'm glad you said thank you. I will always show up. This means a lot to me. So um, I'll just always, this will teach me to prepare for a solo show if I have to. So I can always be prepared. If I prepared for a solo show and have something else in it, it'll be better because I'll be able to talk about stuff and not be trying to come up on the spot with something to talk about. So, all right. Well, you guys have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful night. I will see you next week. Remember, when we take the time to hear someone else's story, it gives us the opportunity to hear common ground. Yeah, things happen. It is. It happens, and it's for those of you who do podcasting. You know that preparing with a guest and preparing without a guest are two totally different things. And so we'll be back next week, and I will have backup. And if I have topics to talk about, I will have plenty to say. So, but stay safe, stay warm. Uh, what was the goal? The goal for what? Oh, I was supposed to my okay. Nah, it was like if I have people, I'm more willing to have a conversation. My co-host is under the weather, so she told me a little while ago that she wasn't most likely going to be here, and then my guest for the night didn't show. So, um, and I texted him, so he just didn't respond. So, that's all right. Things happen. I'm sure there was a legit reason. So, yeah, I was just unprepared to do a show by myself. But if there's something you guys want to talk about, I'm more than willing to talk. Yeah, me too. Yeah, when it's me and her, we can talk for a long time about a lot of different things. So just sitting on the camera by yourself though, it's just not as easy as you think it is. So, but yeah, we'll have next week, and I always want to show up regardless. Today hasn't really gone as we can figure it out, right? Yeah. So so I know you're East Coast beacon of light. How are you dealing with the snow? Did you shovel out? You hunker in? So we were talking about I'm staying out of it. That's between God and the outside world. Uh uh so uh so we were talking about Olympics, so uh with Sarah, we were talking about what was your favorite. Did you watch the Olympics? Um was there anything on the Olympics that do you get how patriotic do you get with the Olympics? Do you root for any other countries? Do you just root for the US? You know, do you look for stories? If you hear a good story in the Olympics, do you root for that person, or are you strictly USA again? Um Me, I'm not a huge Olympic person. Um are there events that I like? Yeah, I like the luge and the bobsled. Although honestly, I didn't watch any of the Olympics. Curling seemed to take a center stage a lot this year, and so did um, ice skating. But ice skating always is the big draw for the networks. I appreciate the skill and dedication of all the athletes in the Olympics. They get the chance to complete once every 4 years. Well, yeah, they for their country they do, but they have competitions to be able to get to that point. Um, it is a cutthroat world. Um, just letting you know, there's a delay in the comments. Figure skating was also awesome to watch. Yeah, no, that's why it's harder to have the conversation with the comments instead of having a conversation with somebody who's next to you, and then well, if you still want to come up, we you can come up. I haven't ended it yet, so I gave you the link. But yeah, that's why talking with somebody and then bringing the comments in is an easier thing. So I enjoyed most of the sports that happened, but I really prefer the ones with snow. So you more of a Winter Olympics versus Summer Olympics, or or do you uh do you prefer both of them? So Braden did just tag in, and so we are going to bring up our guest for today, and we will get to play a game then. So, hey Braden,
How's it going?
going all right? How you doing?
Uh, Trying to deal with the new schedule stuff. Figure out everything. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Just survived the first 30 minutes of this
Yeah,
show.
sorry.
So, hold on one second. No, I was saying that for winter, I prefer more of the outdoor sports. I have no preference of summer versus Olympic sports, and I like the winter sports. Okay, awesome. So yeah, we were just trying to talk about. I was just trying to talk about the Olympics since they just ended.
Nice.
Thank you for the um the the positive comment, Sarah. Even if it isn't as true as you made it sound, I appreciate it. So how was work today?
Slow.
You
Slow.
guys look sunny and warm down there.
Yeah. I guess it's been 60, so it's colder.
Yeah, we have like 13 inches of snow on the ground.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I don't miss that.
Way to get us engaged for 13 minutes by design. Nice play with the delayed start with the guess. Just how you drew it up. Yep. That's how it always. I love it when a plan comes together, right? that that was from one of my favorite TV shows growing up called The A Team. Hannibal at the end of every episode. I love it when a plan comes together. So,
and I got a new phone, so it should upload better now.
Awesome. Although this one, I don't have the local recording, so it shouldn't matter with that.
Okay.
But this game and the comment section can participate too. Although they'll be behind, I know. But this game is called No Thought, Just Reaction. So I'm going to ask you a series of things, and you just give me the first thoughts that come to your mind. For the first level, we'll do 5 seconds.
Okay.
So what is, and write in your comments too. So this goes to you. Without thinking, tell us what your biggest pet peeve is.
No accountability.
Mine would be coming to a stop sign that has a no turn on red. I hate that. Like ignorance.
Fair.
Okay. Yeah, like I say that if I was going to be president, I only want to be president for 10 minutes and I want to create 3 laws. One, that Senate and Congress have to live by every law that they put into effect for 3 years before the American people do it. They're the guinea pigs. They come up with the law, they have to live by it for 3 years before the American public has to live by it. The second law I would create, executive decision that I would do, would be that they no longer are in charge of giving themselves a raise. That is voted by the American public, and they cannot give themselves raises. And the third one is that I would get rid of all no turn on reds, and all no turn on reds automatically become 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. only. Because I'm a driver by trade, and I can't stand a no turn on red at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Fair.
So the second one is morning person or night owl?
Night owl.
Night owl for me too. What one word would use to describe you?
Goofy.
Big. Leader or supporter?
Leader.
Leader. Night owl for beacon of light. All right. Fame or freedom?
Freedom.
Freedom. Down with you there. Trust easily or earn it slowly?
Slowly.
Easily for me. Freedom for a beacon of flight. Yeah. Earn slowly. Yeah, no, I'm more of a trust easier person. You can lose my trust, but I would rather trust you. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and trust you first, and you can lose it. What drains you faster, conflict or silence?
Conflict.
Yeah, I'd have to say conflict for me too. Would you rather be respected or liked?
Respected.
Respected. What motivates you more, Fear or vision?
Vision.
Vision. Yeah, fear does the exact opposite. It demotivates me. As soon as you try to threaten me into something, I'm like, okay, I'm doing the exact opposite now.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I do. Yeah, you try to threaten me like way by
What's harder, starting or finishing?
ADHD finishing.
I wish I could. I wish there was a third choice, um, like because I think starting and finishing is hard. The middle part's the easiest.
True.
Finishing for Big Beacon. Last two or three, what trains you faster, conflict or silence? Would you rather be respected or liked? And what motivates you more, fear or vision? All right, so here's level 2. This is still your first thoughts, but it'll probably be a little longer of an answer. Is forgiveness always necessary?
Yes.
And I agree. But my agreement with that is that I believe forgiveness matters more to you than it does to the person that you're forgiving.
100%.
Should loyalty have limits?
Yes.
I'd have to think about that. But yeah, I think so. I think probably.
It definitely has to have limits, especially in like multiple areas. Because like, I'm not gonna be loyal to someone that's gonna go murder people or do that type
True.
of stuff.
True. Okay, so is forgiveness? I think this is what's. Yeah, this is for forgiveness. Is forgiveness always necessary? Beacon says no. No, but only because I think there are a few things that are unforgivable. Okay. What are those things? If
I
you
would
don't
have thought
mind.
this. I would have thought the same thing about a year ago, until I started reading the Bible.
Yeah. And I guess that's and kind of that's that point. Even on those unforgivable things, the forgiveness happens for your sake, not for their sake. It's so that because when you learn to forgive, it's not that person who did the unforgivable thing gets away with something. It's with that you don't hold the grudge anymore. And when you're holding that grudge, that eats you up. That that harms you more. Like the whole thing of wanting to get back at somebody or not being able to forgive somebody eats away at your own soul. And that's why I say, like, is forgiveness always necessary? Is you need yourself. You need to take care of yourself.
Yep.
Biblically, I agree. Just saying, I can understand if someone forgives the action, but not the person.
So I think forgiveness isn't about the other person at all. It's about releasing yourself from something, right? So if you go into not forgiving somebody because of something they did, you're just not forgetting. You can still forgive them. You don't have to talk to them again. You don't have to do anything else like that. But I think there's a fine line between forgiveness and forgetting.
See, now that comes up. This is going to turn into a great conversation because I think this is the conversation we need to really have. I've heard the whole forgive and not forget thing.
Yeah.
And I am totally against that. Because if you have made a mistake, right? And you have genuinely been sorry and ask somebody to forgive them, would you still want that held against you?
No, but the reason for the not forgetting isn't a, oh, I'm not going to trust you anymore. I think it's more of a, if you continue to do it, it's definitely a problem. Then it wasn't an actual apology to begin with.
Right. So here, this and I look at everything through my Christian faith. So how many times have you asked God to forgive you for a certain sin? And you still do that sin over and over and over again, right?
Oh, I'm
If
just counting for today.
um we want God to forgive us for all time, even though we we struggle. We struggle with things. We there are some sins that there are some things we do in life that we easily correct.
Yep.
But there are other things in life that are lifelong journeys. And this is I don't like the saying I've forgiven but I haven't forgotten, because if you haven't forgotten, then you're still holding on to what they did. And I'm not saying that you can't put up boundaries, you can't put up stuff, but but if you if you don't forget, right? Then that means that the next time I do it, you bring that up against me, right? Instead of setting the boundary and saying that the boundary is now the issue, you're bringing back my past mistake as the issue. So you really haven't forgiven me for it.
Yeah, so in that aspect, 100%, I think I just see it a little bit differently. And the forgive and forget, because like the never forgetting, I think it's situational. Because like if I'm in a relationship and you put your hands on me or something, right? I'm not gonna forget, and I'm not gonna stay with you, obviously, right? Uh, but I'm still gonna forgive them. I'm gonna release the forgiveness to them, but I'm not gonna allow that to come back to me. So never forgetting isn't a, I'm gonna bring this up again. It's just, I'm not gonna allow you to do that again.
Right.
That's
And
how I
I
see
think that's what Beacon is. I think Beacon's kind of saying that with the first part. He says, not forgetting depends on the act. If you violate me but apologize, I can accept your apologies but choose to never deal with you at all again, or in the same capacity. And that I agree with
it.
fervently. You know, I can forgive you and not have you part of my life. You know, um,
I think it just depends on the what you're meaning by forget at that point.
yeah,
Because
because
I agree with what you're saying. So
yeah. Well, I hear people who say, "Oh, I forgive you, but I don't forget," and they still allow those people around them.
I yeah,
And
I don't,
then that's where I have the issue, because
yeah.
you really haven't forgiven them, you haven't forgotten, and you actually keep them around so that you can get mad at them again,
Yep.
because you really haven't even dealt with the first part of that forgiveness in the original part. You're wanting to hurt the person. It's malicious at that point. If you if you are the saying I can forgive you but I can't forget, and you're keeping them in your life, then to me there's a whole bigger maliciousness to something going on. I
Yeah.
think forgiving and forgetting can be mutually exclusive. In as long as what I'm saying is if you are getting rid of them in your life, right? Because
Yeah.
even the Bible says the goal is to get along with everybody as much as it is possible. That the Bible even says, like, there's some people you just can't be around, right? And if somebody has done that thing to you that you can forgive them, but it affects the way that you see them, then it should affect the way you see them in all aspects, and they shouldn't be part of your life.
Yeah.
That's my issue with the whole forgetting thing, because I've I've seen it where people keep those people around. Agree, Philly. If you say you forgive but never let the person in the wrong forget after you become the problem, I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Now, I get.
I don't hold grudges.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what it is. It should be like you shouldn't hold a grudge. It should be like, okay, you just can't be in my circle. And
Yep.
even if you're family, listen, if you are going to be at a family event, I'm not going to be there. And it's not because I don't want to hang around with the other family members or anything. It's that I need to keep myself good.
Yep.
And yeah, no, that's cool. I think that was awesome. Um, so where were we? Let's see. We were talking about forgiveness, right? Oh, yeah, we went back. Okay. Is ambition selfish?
No.
Oh, I would tend to say yes. And I don't think that it's a bad selfish, though. I will say it that way. Oh, that person will not keep me from any place. I want to be LO. I want to be LO, especially if there's good food involved.
I wouldn't say it's inherently selfish because people have ambition that go against what they want.
Yeah, but ambition in itself is striving for something. So you're prioritizing something over. So there's to be ambitious is prioritizing.
Yeah.
I'm prioritizing this in my life. So there's a bit of selfishness, and I'm not saying that it's necessarily bad. You know, you can
Yeah.
be ambitious in a relationship. You can be ambitious in career. You can be ambitious in your health journey. Um, I don't think all selfishness is bad. It depends what you're prioritizing it over.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Depends
Okay.
on how much you have to neglect in order to achieve the goal.
I don't know. I still feel it's not inherently selfish. Because like some things I'm ambitious about, like it's not even prioritizing myself or other things around me. I'm ambitious about helping people.
Yeah. Can you separate art from the artist?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I do it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there ever a point where you can't separate the art from the artist?
Yes. I'll say there's a big name going around right now that if he ever made art, I would never even look at it.
Separate art from the artist. I'm thinking about it. So let's take music. Let's say this person makes a really really raunchy bad song, right? With really bad meanings,
Yeah.
Maybe let's just even put it like racist everything in there, right? Does he get a pass in saying, well, that's just the art?
No. Well, I guess that still kind of depends on context. If he's going for him saying that he's racist for that time and place, no, he doesn't get a pass. But if he's making it for like an artistic style of showing what not to do, you know, because like some people do that, show what it's like to be the bad guy.
Yeah, I don't know if I can agree with you separating the art from the artist when I really think about it.
I can, depending on like like there's a lot of artists I don't agree with personally, but I like their music.
Okay. And going back to the ambition selfish Beacon said, yes, there are times where I can separate art from the art. Sorry, but you helping people may take away from others who desire your time. And then he said, yeah, there are times where I can separate the art from the artist, but it depends on what the issue is.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, okay, I can go that way because
Yeah.
yeah,
But
somebody could be a bad person, but make good music.
yeah. But it depends on how bad of a person they were. Like,
Yeah,
say, I don't know if I could say their name, so has files about him. If he made music, I would never listen to it.
yeah, okay,
Right? So I think there's a lot of variables in there.
yeah. Does social media help or harm society more?
More harm.
I'm 50-50 on it because I think there's a lot of benefits to social media,
Oh, I do too. But
but I also think there's a lot of harm.
I think with where we're at right now, it just leans more towards. I'm not saying that there's not good at all. Like, it's obviously I'm trying to be a content creator. If I thought it was inherently bad, I wouldn't. But I think it's still such a new system that it's got to weed out a lot of the bad first.
I think it depends on the person and how accountable they are.
If you didn't say more, I was going to say depends.
Yeah. The real issue with social media and also the blessing is that it has no governance.
Yeah. But I guess no. I'm gonna have to say yes. That like
Um,
I'm gonna have to say that it's more good, honestly, because even though there's bad on it, and I think there is more bad than good, but I think that system itself is actually and I think that's a good thing.
I think you went through a dead zone. If you could repeat your answer, or maybe it was just me who didn't hear you.
No, I saw my screen go black. No, I think it. I'm changing it to I think it's more good than bad, but because it the world weeding itself out is actually a good thing, right? So someone doing bad, people are going to call that out, and it's going to fix itself. So inherently, I think it's more good than bad,
Here's a question
even though
for
there
you.
can be bad.
Here's a question for you, Beacon. You bring up no governance. What? See, I think that's a blessing in 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 disguise for two different reasons. One,
That's why I changed my answer.
I don't think anybody should be governing what goes on. Especially, I believe in free speech, and I believe free speech isn't free unless it's something that really you vehemently disagree with, you know? Um, but second, it allows people to be exactly who they are. And if somebody's saying something that you don't like, that you don't respect, if there was governance, you would never know that about that person. So you actually get to see who people are, and you can hold them responsible. Like some of the coolest things is the things that disappoint me the most, right? Because there might be somebody who maybe a baseball player or a basketball player or some famous person, and then I've heard them talk and say something that I'm like, wow, I don't like this person anymore. You know, like
Yep.
I now know what they really believe. You know, because they have the freedom to say exactly what they believe. So you know, or I'm around with a group of friends and somebody said something and I'm like, okay, that's not a person I want my kids around or you know anymore. You know,
That's exactly what I mean
don't take
by
governance. Hold on 1 second. Don't take governance literally with actual government. I'm saying that there are no rules or consequences, which is good and bad. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I think, you know, when people talk, they tell you exactly who they are. And so,
I think when they talk online, they tell you exactly who they are.
what?
I think when they talk online, they tell you exactly who they are, not in
Yeah.
person.
Not in person, no. In person, they're worried about um, being attacked, being physically attacked. You know, people get behind these screens, people get behind stuff, and they grow balls that they never had before.
Yep.
Um, and I think social media also has allowed for conversations to happen
Yep.
that haven't had happened. Um,
It's the best invention for spreading information fast.
or disinformation, which is what
Or disinformation.
Deacon would say.
Yeah.
But again, if somebody is doing disinformation, like there's been a bunch of people who I've heard go, I never heard the full statement before, you know? And when they hear the full statement, they're like, wow, that's not what was portrayed. So now the fact that you heard that somebody took something out of context should make you question everything else you've heard about that person. So again, to me, it's a good thing because I've just learned something about that person.
Yeah.
On how to trust the information I get from them. So is vulnerability strength or weakness?
Strength.
Yeah, strength.
There's no doubt on that one. Now, it can be used as a weakness.
Yeah. Yeah.
But inherently, that's definitely a strength.
Strength for sure.
I think that's
Do
my word
most
of the day.
people do most people avoid hard conversations?
Hard conversations?
Hard.
Hard? People hate hard conversations.
I think it depends on the individual, but yeah, I think a majority of people avoid hard. I think that's more of a personality thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you heard art too. Is personal growth lonely?
It can be.
It doesn't have to be, but it can be.
Doesn't have to be, but it can be.
And should you protect your peace at all costs?
No.
And I agree with you. And I think a majority of people will say yes.
I agree that most people would say yes, but no.
It
Doing the right
depends
thing is
not to
more
be.
important. Doing the right thing is more important than your own peace.
Yeah.
It's called honor.
So why do you feel that you should protect your peace at all costs? Since both of us will say no. And I know this is actually Beacon has a podcast called Point Blank Perspectives. You should check it out. He actually talks about, for him, protecting his peace at all costs is very important to him. So it's something that he's very vocal about, as being important to him. Because nobody will care about my peace more than I will. And I agree with that statement 100%. So I get where you're taking it.
But at all costs,
But
what's the cost of your peace?
That people are gonna create drama, like aren't gonna, and I think protecting that peace will allow you to operate at a higher level than most.
In most scenarios, I'd say protecting your peace can be a very good thing. But if you're only protecting your peace at all costs, I think it puts a detriment to everybody around you, and I'd rather help other people than myself.
I guess where I look at it is that sometimes I have to be uncomfortable to learn the best lessons that I learn. And if I'm uncomfortable, my peace is at is vulnerable to be not there, you know?
I don't know. When I'm uncomfortable is when I'm at the most peace, because I know growth is coming.
Right, but when you're going through that growth period, your peace may not be.
I mean, I guess at times, but like I'm
Yeah.
fine with going through like whatever. But like, I'm very self-deprecating when it comes to helping others. So I've given up my peace rather than preserved it. Maybe it's not the most healthy thing for me to do, but
The cost is that I will not put myself in any situation that does not bring me peace. Not saying that I am not willing to be uncomfortable, but it has to make sense for me. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm just saying that, like, I'm just going by the statement, like, do I protect peace at all costs? I mean, there's if saving my loved ones cost me my peace, I'm saving my loved ones. So, like, I'm just looking at that all costs. For the most part, I agree with Beacon, but like, I'm just not ready to say at all costs. I'd have to know what that cost is, and I think there would
that's why I
be
asked at
some
what
cost
cost.
that would be willing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I asked at what cost. Because like, if let's say somebody's about to harm somebody and I can stop it, but it stops my peace, I'm stopping it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I know I'm gonna go in, lose my arm, have a huge detriment to my peace for a long while. I'd much rather go through something than somebody else go through it worse.
I think people often put themselves in bad situations to appease others when they already knew it was not a good situation.
I've done that.
Yeah. And we'll wrap up with this one because this is a good one. Is honesty more important than kindness?
No. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Honesty. Honesty is more important than kindness.
I would definitely say yes, honesty is more important than kindness. I think that some people think though that it is either be honest or be kind, and I think you can do both.
Actually, I'm gonna still say yes, but I think it's because honesty is the best kind of kindness. Because if you're lying to somebody to protect them, it's just gonna hurt them in the long run anyway.
Right. Right. And that's the thing. Like I think some people who say, well, I'm just being honest to Beacon's thing is that they're disrespectful in it, you know? Like you can be honest and you can respect me. You can be honest and you can be kind to me.
Yeah.
Just because you're telling me something that may hurt my feelings, may
Be something
I
you don't
may
want to
not
hear.
agree with, doesn't mean you have to be a jerk in it. Doesn't mean that you get to talk to me any way you want to. Um, and that and that we should be you should want one of my one of I'm trying to figure out if it's this one or I'm going to change the wording of it is I wanted to create like a line called like reconciliation over victory. And that means that I think sometimes people think victory at no cost, right? I want to win at any cost. I don't care. But to me, in my life, winning isn't the objective. Helping somebody improve, helping somebody get better, helping somebody change, helping somebody see the light is more important than victory to me. And I think that at least for myself, I want to see people like if I win and I destroy you, if I win and it ends up doing more harm to you, if I'm honest with you and I don't give you the tools to deal with the honesty, then the honesty that I'm doing is for my pride. It's not for your benefit. Like that's what it comes down to is reconciliation saying I'm doing something for your benefit. I want you to benefit in the long run. Victory means I want to be the beneficiary of it.
Like
And
going along those lines, wouldn't you want at a point there to at some point you have to let it go yourself or it becomes pride in yourself as well?
what the reconciliation?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If it becomes
Oh
like
yeah.
an argument or something, like be willing to back away from
Yeah.
certain
Oh
things.
yeah. Yeah. Tell me the truth all the time, every time. Just be respectful. Yes. But I just know people who are like, I'm going to say, I I just tell the truth. You don't like me, I'm just going to be the person to tell the truth everywhere. And they really, it's not about telling the truth. It's about them getting off on on being wanting to be right or the center of attention. It's not to benefit somebody because they're this way all the time.
Yeah.
You know me. I just tell the truth. I don't hold back. I don't do any like okay. Well, I'm
And
gonna
those are the
protect my
same
peace
people. Those are the
and
same
I'm gonna
people
stay
that
away from you.
wonder why people like don't go to them for things.
Yeah. And I don't talk to them because they are not worth my peace. So it's just a all right. Well, Braden's episode comes out tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
On YouTube on the Common Ground Project USA, on Spotify and Apple under the Common Ground Podcast. I will give a shout out to the Beacon. He has a podcast again called the Point Blank Perspectives. His come out, I think, every Sunday. So make sure you look for them on Spotify, YouTube. He has just made his realm into video podcasting.
Nice.
So check him out on YouTube. And he would like to know a little bit about your episode, Braden. Do you remember what we talked about?
Yeah, it's a big part of my life. So yeah, I definitely do. I would say, well, first, you might see me tear up a little bit in the episode. But it has, you kind of asked a question that goes into it, forgiveness. Talked a little bit about forgiveness in there. I don't want to give too much away. I'm trying to word things.
Yeah.
It's about a really big incident. There's a big thing that we talked about in there. It's about a big incident that happened in my life and kind of my childhood growing up. And Sydney knows about a lot of stuff because me and Sydney went to high school together. So for me, the episode is pretty emotional.
Yeah. So I would say it's about that journey and how that journey affected your faith journey.
Okay. Yeah.
At the same level. So I think it's a really good episode.
I don't know what you want to give away. It's not my podcast. So.
Yeah. No, that's why I love these Monday happy hours. We try to do something different than what people get on the episode so that they have something to watch and look forward to. So
yeah, and then I don't know, I'm thinking I got about 6 months till my podcast starts.
All right.
I think that's a good time frame to kind of finish getting everything all set up, figuring out everything else and whatnot.
Awesome. So yeah, we look forward to promoting that and you becoming part of the Common Ground Project family. So
yeah. And then I have it for you. I've just been insanely busy. If you can't tell, I was 30 minutes late today.
So. Oh, I know. Trust me, I'm in that busy.
Yeah. But
thank you, Beacon. And
yeah,
he said, perfect. That's all I needed. Didn't want any perspective. Hearing your answers gives me interest to listen to your episode. Best of luck to both of you. You have a wonderful night, Beacon. And I think that's a great place to end it. So everybody, you have a wonderful night out there. Reach out to me, Braden, whenever. And remember, when we take the opportunity to hear somebody's story, it gives us the opportunity to find common ground. Good night and God bless. And have a wonderful night, guys. Peace.